Hello, hello, and welcome! It's a new era, it's a new game, and it's time for Esports Prospects e-racing. I am your commentator, Paddy Pat 89, and we're joined by a new co this season. It's none other than F7R Nathan. Welcome in, buddy. Are you excited for this pre-season race in the Tier 1 top tier of Esports Prospects?
Thank you very much, mate. Very excited. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting to know some of the drivers and the pace that they're going to be setting this season.
I know it's going to be an absolutely blasting season. A new car, a new way to handle. We're going to see some older guys that have been so used to the F121 car. How are they going to handle the new era of car? It definitely does handle a lot different. And some of the drivers that may have been very quick last year might not be this year. So it's going to be an open grid. And I'm so excited to see who comes out on top in this pre-warm-up game, pre-season race here at France. A couple of guys to keep an eye on this year. Optic as well. I have a funny feeling Optic's going to be pretty quick out there today. QRT Robbie, who is last year's champion, but also I have raced with him. He is looking very quick on the new era of car as well. So keep an eye on our Tier 1 champion from last year as well. We've got 18 in so far. Will it be a full lobby? Who knows? But we're going to get ourselves into the gameplay and let's really go for this one. So, Nathan, tell me a little bit about yourself then. New to Esports Prospect, but what a hell of a commentator you are in your own league. So, welcome in officially from the Paddy Pat and everyone here at Esports Prospects. And we wish you a really good season with us this year. But what are you most excited about with this commentating in a new league?
Yeah, thank you very much, Patty. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's something different. It's nice to get to know a few different drivers as well. It's obviously going to be a struggle out there as well with it being a new game. We can see a lot of the fast drivers from last season struggling with grip. It's a completely different concept. The cars are so different this season, especially with tyre pressure as well. A lot of the fast drivers are really struggling with tyre pressure. There's no doubt we'll see a lot of cars slipping out and really struggling to keep control of them cars today. But I'm excited. I'm excited for a change, just to see it, just to get to know some of the new drivers, Pi.
Yeah, and the one thing that I noticed in my so I done a league race last week, and the one thing that I noticed is doing a 50% race with qualifying is the tyre degradation. It's how much that car handles differently to the F121 game in that phase of the tyres going off the cliff. The handling, the way you accelerate is all very different. You've got to be very careful. So I reckon we're going to see a few spins out there today. People that may not be used to this. The league racing yet, and this could be their first league race of the 22 game, albeit pre-season. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how these guys handle, especially at the top tier, that transition in how you approach yourself depending on what your tires are doing in the race. We're almost ready to go here. We're just waiting on a few drivers. We've got a short qualifying session, 27 laps around this French circuit, and to be honest with you, the circuit itself really does create some good wheel-to-wheel battles. It has done in the past, it has done in the 21 game, and I don't think it's going to be any different in this new era of car.
No, I agree. With France as well, you'll see a lot of overtakes. There's a huge DRS straight down the back as well, and such a long right-hander. You see a lot of close contact racing as well, and a lot of good overtakes through that right-hander. So it'll be incredible to see. But 27 laps, as you touched on with the tyre pressure, one thing I noticed with the new game and the new cars is the tyre pressure is completely different. And what you get in time trial as well, you really have to adjust for race. So you can't really race on time trial setups anymore. You really have to adjust the tyre pressure for the cars to get through the race because they do fall off so much quicker now.
Yeah, and then that's what we were just touching on there, like the way the car handles throughout a 50% race. Never mind any of you guys doing 100% hours, 100% races out there. Yeah, it's going to be on our way soon on this French circuit. We're just waiting for a few more drivers, but a few familiar faces. It's nice to see Foxy up here in the Tier 1. Keep an eye on that guy. He was Tier 2 champion a few seasons back, but he had to go away, I think, work on that racecraft of his, but nice to see him in the top tier in pre-season. So he'll be wanting to impress the admins and the guys out there calling the shots for who gets a seat here in Tier 1. Now remember, guys, these seats are not guaranteed for these guys. So the guys that are a little bit slower or that are on the cuff of last season, not finishing great in the 2021 season, this is their opportunity to cement their place here for the season upcoming. Remember, guys, this is a pre-season race at the French circuit, and we have a full grid, ladies and gentlemen. So full grid, full racing, and we're about to start.
Looking forward to this one. I know a few drivers as it is as well. I've seen a few drivers race, but I'm really, really looking forward to see what the pace is like with some of these guys. So I cannot wait to get this started.
Definitely. But yeah, so we're on dynamic weather, so we don't know what we're going to get into on the race. I do hope it's dry. I really would like to see how these guys are in a dry what's the word again, Nath? In dry conditions. That's the word. Yeah, it's pre-season. We're allowed to do. We're allowed to do that. It's pre-season. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But you know, rain does make it a little bit saucy, doesn't it? So here we go then. We're into the game. We've waited long enough. It's pre-season. It's a new era, and it looks pretty foggy out there, but dry at the minute.
It would spice things up if we did see a little bit of rain halfway through.
Definitely would. So we're just waiting for guys to load in and pick their setups, and qualifying will be underway. Remember, it's 18 minutes of qualifying here with 27 laps to go. It looks foggy out there, but we're just waiting. Hopefully the lobby hasn't glitched on us. I did see a few guys with the signal a little bit dodgy, but we should be okay. We just want to welcome everybody in watching tonight. Burger, Lemony, Coop, Joshua, CPI Pyro, Lemony Page, Ifney, Aquaza, Payne's Dead, Paige, Tim Van, Mitwi. Thank you very much for joining us here in the comms box. Let us know what you think of this, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up.
Looking forward to this one. Does look murky out there though. I'm waiting to see who's going to exit the pit lane first. Let's see if they can get out on track, get that first lap in of the new pre-season as well. So be interesting to see who gets out first and shows what they've got out on track.
Here we go then. We are away. It looks like qualifying has started, so we're just keeping an eye out then on who is going to be that first one, and keen to get that first lap in. All of them in the pit lane at the minute, not moving as now the 18-minute clock is started. Already half a second in and no movement as yet in the garage, although I do start to see now a movement in the McLaren garage, and it is SAF. Oh, is it Pirate? Who's coming out?
Yeah,
it looks like it's Pirate. So Pirate then, I believe, was in Tier 2 last year. He's changed his name again, but he was, I think he might have been Tier 2 champion. I'm not sure. So he's in the McLaren now. These boys are not set in their seats or their teams, so don't count what they're going to be in for this season coming. But it is Pirate. Then who is going to be the first across the line to set his lap time on the soft compound tyre. He is.
Yeah, so looking at the moment that nobody's really switching to the mediums at the moment. All drivers looking at the softs. Only 6 drivers out on track at the moment, just on their outlets. But we see a lot of them coming out of the pit lane now to get out. Maybe we could see a little bit of rain coming throughout qualifying. Maybe trying to rush out now and get a good lap in as we stand. But Pirate in the McLaren looking decent, looks nice and steady in that car. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with his flying lap.
It will indeed. And just a quick mention then, the new era means that they have tyre choice for the races. None of the, if you're in that top 10, you start on those tyres. So when it comes to qualifying, it's pretty much all out war on the faster tyre, isn't it, Nath?
So yeah, a big change from last season. So obviously with that tyre choice now, it is literally just a sprint to the finish, and no sort of tyre choices and going on the slower mediums. Everybody out on the softs and absolutely darting to the finish line.
It is indeed. So we're about to get ready then for the first lap here. It's going to be the McLaren of Pirate. Let's ride on board. So he's hard on the power here. The DRS zone, one of two DRS zones, and he's going to be flat out taking that car to the right hand side, using all the track he can get away with. Now it's hard on the brakes around about the 60-meter mark. Cut the curve as much as you can. Very cautious through there, but it looks pretty neat. And down we go, up through 7th, through 8th, through 9th. Keep it to the left hand side, and you swing it in now, cutting across as much as you can, and he gets that absolutely bang on. Keep it tight, get down to second gear and ride it through the curve. The load here is on the left hand front there, but that rear end, you've got to be careful, might want to swing out at you, but he keeps it nice and go. Here we go through now to the second DRS zone, wide open. We're going to be reaching to the top speeds of about 205 miles per hour before he comes into the breakdown. I stand corrected, 207 into the chicane he goes, and there he goes, he spins, and just like that, this F1 22 game is showing you that the curbs are unforgiven, Nathan.
Absolutely, Pi. Already we're seeing what it can do with them tyres and how much these drivers are struggling straight away. Pirate in that McLaren around turn 8 and 9, really losing the grip on them rears. So it's already showing what these drivers have got to compete with here in 2022.
Yeah, just having a ride on board with Mitchell. I don't know which one. I lost track on who was going to cross the line after the McLaren, but we're on board with Mitchell in the AlphaTauri on the soft compound tyre, but he has invalidated. Let's go on board. Wally's invalidated as well, so looks like the drivers are struggling out there.
Really struggling. I think we've got Folksy at the moment. He's coming through in that Mercedes. He's actually on a flyer as he comes around turn 14 and down towards 15. Coming around the final chicane now. He is on for a valid lap. DRS enabled, just hitting up in the gears, up to 6, down towards line goes, and it's going to be a 1:31.1 for the Mercedes driver, setting the benchmark here.
Yeah, well, it's the first driver across the line, and 1:31 is not a bad lap time. A good banker there, but he gets beaten straight away with a 1:31 dead by the Williams driver of King David. He is very new. I have not heard that name before, but there's a lot of times coming in right now. We're going to go on to Wally now in the Aston Martin, but he has invalidated, so we'll go on back on to his teammate of QC Alex. QC Alex, I think, came third last year in the championship, so he'll be looking to do even better here this season in this new era. I thought I saw raindrops there, but no. QC Alex then is on a hot lap now, coming through the last sector, keeping it nice and tight here, all the way to the left-hand side before you bring it back to the blast turn, and it's now hard on the power. DRS open, keep it to the left-hand side. You do lose time if you go over to the right, and you're going to get a 1:30.7, and there is your provisional pole sitter.
3 tenths quicker than the Williams as well. And there comes Equaz through as well in that Haskell, second fastest, just a tenth slower than the Aston Martin drivers. So they are setting absolute bankers now with the Mercedes just coming through to start a flying lap. So we will jump on board with him, Patty. That is Troye. So on board with Troye as he comes down towards turn 3 now, just cutting across that chicane, trying to take as much of that curve as he can as he cuts over to the left and then to the right around turn 6, and then coming down towards 7, using as much as that circuit. Goes purple sector 1, absolutely flying down the DRS straight. Here he comes, DRS enabled, absolutely smashes it, going up towards turn 8, hitting around 206 miles per hour as he brakes hard into the next chicane, goes onto the left and the right. This is where the McLaren driver lost it on the first lap, but he's gone through there. Troye, really well done, as he comes down the Mistral straight down towards turn 10. Just the Aston Martin there dodging out of the way of the Mercedes driver. Coming down towards turn 11, the long right-hander can be a tricky one. This, if you go in the wrong direction around turn 11, he goes up towards 12 and 13. The left-hander trying to stay as tight as he can towards that curb and get a nice exit out of there. Really well done there to keep control of that. Around turn 14 he goes, the left-hander, and then down towards the last chicane. Wants to get a nice entrance into that and a quick exit coming out, and then he wants to hit the DRS as soon as it's enabled up towards the line. Is this going to be quick from the Mercedes driver? Provisional pole from Troy A, a 1:33, 4 tenths quicker than the Aston Martin driver. What a lap.
Yeah, the lap time is starting to come down now as we've got 10 more minutes of this qualifying session. I do apologise from the puppies. My wife is coming down to sort them out. They are only 6 weeks old, and yeah, they are screaming their face off. But what a lap time from Troy A, a 1:30. Don't worry, when the season starts, they won't be here, so we're good to go. A 1:30.3 from the Mercedes driver. That is a hell of a lap. Funny enough, we're still waiting for QRT Robbie, who is our last year's champion, to even exit the pits. But we're going to go on board with the Red Bull driver of Spider-Man. This is one of the drivers that is out there to impress today. He's on a hot lap. The last sector he goes, got a bit of traffic in front, but it looks like it's not going to cause any problems for him as he comes across that last corner. DRS open. He could end up getting a little bit of slipstream that could help him along. It's going to be a valid lap time. What will it be? It's a 1:31.7, and that's only good enough for 8th place.
Yeah, unlucky that for the Red Bull. It's a nice banker, but there's definitely a lot more pace in that Red Bull to be set. Obviously, a nice little warm-up lap for him, but he's going to be going again here. So we can stay on board with the Red Bull of Spider-Man as he is going for another banker. And he's got that Alfa Romeo in front of him. Maybe get a little bit of slipstream as he comes through there. So we'll stay on board with... Oh, and look at that. There's an Alfa Romeo that's just spun in front of the Red Bull. Has he hindered his lap slightly there as he goes through the DRS straight there, Patty?
Yeah, it definitely was. And just while we were talking there, Pirate does come in with a 0.95, and that McLaren is up into 5th at the minute. Now, yeah, maybe Spider-Man got a bit put off by that, but he did invalidate again. But we have got Tontoretto, who is cutting through that bit. That's a bit naughty of the old Alfa Romeo driver. But yeah, we'll go with that. So yeah, no, good luck there from Pirate coming in. Hemi in the Williams is trying to set a lap time as well through sector 1. Hemi then is in the Williams car. He has set a banker lap of a 1:32. Let's have a little look at sector 2 times and see if he's improving there. DRS is open. And yeah, we can see a lot of overtaking here, Nathan. This is a nice little DRS zone, isn't it?
Oh, it's great for overtakes. Every single time we come to France and we race here, we get a lot of manoeuvres coming down towards turn 8. Oh, wow, and Hemi spun it. Oh, he's managed to just keep it out of the wall there.
Yeah, and it just, and that is the thing with the 22 games. I feel they've really got it right. The way that the drivers have said in real life of where the curbs are and stuff like that, it's such a different game that it really has to test your skills on how quick you can adapt in the new game. You've got to remember, it's only been out a couple of weeks, and these may be the first time these guys experiencing these conditions with race conditions, basically. And it really is catching the driver out. And he's going for a little spin again, a little bit of a aerobic exercising there from Hemi.
That's one way of warming up your tyres anyway, Patty. So Hemi there choosing a different option. Just looking at the hat at the moment, Bingham, he's just coming round turn 11 at the moment. He's on for a lap. He's only set a slow one at the moment, a 1:53, so he's obviously had a problem there, so he needs to get a decent lap in here. So coming round turn 13 at the moment. Let's see what he can do in that Haas. No, he's well down on his lap time, Patty, again.
Yeah, Bingham has got some pace as well. He done really well in last year's race. Last year's season, and no, he has got pace in there, but maybe he's struggling with the new car, and this is what I meant. You just don't know whether you might have been good this year, you might be struggling this year. And QRT Robbie's still not out the pits. 6 minutes left of his session.
Jonesy in the Alfa Romeo improves on his lap time, goes P6. So a beautiful lap, 1:31.1. So 8 tenths slower than provisional pole at the moment, but a nice P6 and third row of the grid at the moment for the Alfa Romeo driver. But
Ooh, just riding on board with the Red Bull then of Yusuf. Just clicked onto him, and he's taken a spin there and a spin in sector 3 as well. Drivers are struggling out there, Nathan.
They really are. He's just backed into the wall as well. And you know, as you touched on this new game, they really struggle, and that's it. Yusuf's out. The Red Bull is out of qualifying. He's lost the rears, gone into the wall, and he's lost his front right. Unbelievable from Yusuf in the Red Bull. So that is him out of qualifying, and that's the end for him.
Yeah, so unfortunate for the Red Bull drivers. Struggling out there, but we're riding on board with Bingram again, who's coming through sector 3. This time, if he can keep it together for the last few corners, he is going to get a half-decent time on here. I expect top 5 from Bingram this season. I'm putting it out there. Let's see what his time is. It looks pretty decent, this lap time.
Looks a lot better than the last couple of attempts from Bingram. Up towards the line he goes, and it's a 1:30.8. He goes P4, that second row of the grid. That is a decent lap. You called it there, Fatty.
I did indeed. Put my money where my mouth is there, and he just gets it in the top 5 with a 1:30.8. But there is time for these boys to get back out there. Let's go on Mitwi again. He is, he's through sector 3. He's invalidated again. He has.
Oh, we've got a half P2, after my P3, half P4, and after my P4. Battle of the season.
Yeah, maybe so. But we're riding on board with the Alfa Romeo driver, who's yet to set a lap time here in this race. Currently down in P20, and it's the name of Tintoretto. And we're going to see now if he can keep this all together to get that lap time in. Remember, the longer you leave it, the more pressure you're putting yourself in here. Do you know what I mean? Like when you put that banker lap down, it makes you comfortable then of improving and then improving and then improving. The later that you leave it, the more pressure is, the more you have to be a little bit careful and not push it so much. So, getting that early banker is so important. But what will Tintoretto do here then with a few minutes left to go?
Absolutely, the pressure is all onto him now in P20. Still 4 drivers yet to set a lap time. So Tintoretto in the Alfa Romeo, just coming up towards turn 14. It's going to look slightly wide there, but he's took a nice exit through there. A nice entrance into turn 15. Out of turn 15, gears up quickly. DRS enabled, up towards the line he goes. Can he get into that top 5? The Alfa Romeo driver goes P10. So a decent lap there from the Alfa Romeo of Tintoretto. Just goes into the top 10, so we're starting to see the lap times really improve. But Troy A, with the 1:30.3, still 2 tenths quicker than any other driver on track.
Troy A looking very nice indeed, but we still got QRT Robbie. We got 3 drivers yet to set a lap time here. Going back on to Mitwi then, he looks like he's going to finally get a lap time in here as he comes through the last sector in the AlphaTauri driver. It does look good, so he is going to be setting a lap time with 2 minutes left to go. Looks like they're getting a lot of wheel spin on the rear end out of that last turn. Mitwi then, a 1:31.3. Not amazing, but it's still a lap time, Nathan, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to get something on the board. I mean, as long as you get something, you can start to try and improve on them laps, but you have to have something on the board at least, and at least he's got that now.
He has.
So, Mitwi P12.
Yeah, he has indeed. Still waiting for our champion of last year to set a lap time. Anyone else on a hot lap then? A lot of the guys in the top 10 out for their final run. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. This could get very saucy indeed in the latter stages of this qualifying session.
Fudge in the McLaren has just started a flying lap, actually. So let's see if he can prove. He's currently in P11. So if you want to ride on board with him, Patty.
Yeah, riding on board with the McLaren then. Through sector 1. Oh, it gives a little bit of a lock up there. We heard that through the comms back, all the way in the comms block over here. And it's looking very... he's looking very, very shaky there in sector 1. Already 2 tenths down on his time. So not a great first sector. Is he going to back off, or is he still going to try and catch that up?
Yeah, really poor sector one there from the McLaren driver. He won't be happy with that at all. Really messed it up, as you said. Very shaky coming through them. Came into turn 4 very wide as well. So the McLaren driver is going to struggle to get to improve on that P11 at the moment.
He's now 4 tenths.
Yeah.
So let's look at Folksy then. Oh no, it's the commentator's curse. We've gone on to Folksy, and he's spun it in sector 2. A lot of drivers getting it wrong there.
Yeah, well, that's sort of like the 4th or 5th driver we've seen get it wrong there and lose the rears. Really struggling. QRT Robbie, you said he was last season's champion. He's still in the pit lane with only a minute to go. I'm
wondering if he's not doing qualifying at all and he wants to practice a bit of racecraft and go through the field, maybe. We may have to keep an eye on that one. But right on board with QC Alex, currently in 3rd place, 130.7, and he's nearly 2 tenths up on his time through Sector 1. This is looking like a belter, Nathan.
It is indeed. Here comes Alex. He's coming down the Minstrel Straight. He's currently in P3. He's absolutely flying. And he's only got to improve by about 4 tenths of a second to go provisional pole here as he comes around turn 9 and down the next part of the Minstrel Straight and down towards turn 10. He's going to around about 190 miles per hour when he goes through the right-hander. And he keeps it nice and tight towards the curve, down towards turn 11. Cuts across that curve a little bit wider than he probably would have wanted there, but takes a nice exit through the chicanes and up towards turn 12 and 13. Takes a nice wide line and cuts into that, getting as much of the circuit as he can use there, just getting all that pace through there. A lot of the drivers coming through. His teammate in the Aston Martin, Wally, he's gone P5 at best. Here comes his teammate, though, of Alex in the Aston Martin, out of turn 15, up towards the line. Can he go provisional pole here in the pre-season race in France? Goes P2, front row of the grid at the moment.
Oh, that was so close, and that's QC Alex. P2 is the best he's going to go, and through Sector 3, Equazer goes currently up on his time. Through Sector 3 now, can he improve? What can he do? He's got to get a 10th to get ahead of QC Alex. But he's got to do it a little bit more to get that pole, and they're all coming thick and fast, Nate.
Coming really quick. He has 400 up on his lap time. Needs about a 10th to get that P2. He's also got his teammate of Bingham as well, who's invalidated it, so he's not going to improve. But you've also got Jonesy in the Alfa Romeo. He's down on his lap time, so it is literally equal as who comes through and stays P3 by it.
Yeah, he does indeed. Jonesy has aborted his lap then. Hemi comes in with a 129 out of absolutely nowhere. 129.8. Oh my Gideon, Hemi's just put the marker down. Come and get me, he says. Come and get me.
Wow, 5 tenths of a second quicker than Troye.
Take a bow, son. Take a bow. That was absolutely magnificent. Absolutely out of nowhere. Hemi looked like he was struggling in the first part of that qualifying, down below the 10th. And then out of nowhere, he's only gone and set a 129.8. The only driver in qualifying to get in the 129s. What a lap. Take a bow, son. Take a bow.
Phenomenal by Hemi. Phenomenal.
Absolutely amazing stuff. Up next then, if you think qualifying was any good, you're about to get an absolute special showing here for the 50% race of this pre-season here at Esports Prospects. Remember, if you are liking what you see, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. The link as well to the website is in the bio. We are your commentators, Paddy Pat 89, and we got a new co, and it's none other than the F7R Nathan. What a qualifying that was.
Absolutely loving it. Looks like I just got in time here. Absolutely amazing that was.
Yeah, it really was. So Hemi then is your pole sitter, with Troye in second, QC Alex in third, Equaze in fourth, Bingram in fifth, sixth is Worley, King David in seventh, Pirate in eighth, and we missed the other two. So up next then is the full 20. Oh wow. Oh wow, look what we have here. We have a wet race, and it looks like you could get your arm out there and maybe swim faster, Nathan.
Wow, look at the puddles on the circuit there. We said it looks a bit murky out there through qualifying, and if the race is anything, if the qualifying is anything to go by, and the race has just started raining, we are in for some fun here. Unbelievable. We said it looked a bit murky out there. The clouds were hovering above us here in France, and they've started to absolutely pour down. So can't wait for this one. Should be a cracker. Let's see what they can do in the rain. We've seen how they struggled in the dry as well, and they struggled to keep hold of them rear tyres. It's going to be a lot more difficult out there in the wet. So here we go. Is this a formation lap? Yeah, so we've got the formation lap. So let's see what Hemi can do here as well. He's got them. He's got the wet tyres on. So let's see what he can do. He was half a second quicker than any other driver on track on them dries. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
It is indeed, and yeah, I mean, pre-season is all about getting used to the way the car is. I don't know if any of these boys have yet tried the rain, especially full wet conditions. So yeah, well, it is dynamic, so you don't know what you're going to get. I wasn't told to put it as a dry race. So I just went with the last year's settings. Yeah, it is what it is. The drivers will have to do a wet race at some point in the season anyway, and what better way to practice in pre-season?
Well, we can see what drivers improved as well, especially in the wet conditions. We've seen them in the dry in qualifying. Now it's time to see him in the wet, and Hemi's been disqualified from the formation lap there, so he's going to have nice cold tyres off the starting grid.
Yeah, Troy went in the back of him there in the warm-up lap. Yeah, new feature this season. We've got immersive track position, so keep an eye on how the guys line up on track. They get to do it manually now, and you can either be really on your marks, you can angle your marks, and it's really an interesting feature to see how these guys are going to implement that feature into league racing.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I forgot about that actually, Pi, before you mentioned that. It's nice that you get that manual feature now when you're lining up, so you can position the car to the left, to the right, try and get that good exit, blocking off the cars from the left and the right. So interesting to see where everybody lines up.
And it's the same for the pits as well. You know, you can save yourself half a second to even a second in the pit lane if you get that pit stop right. You have to now turn in or press the button on your marks to get into that pit stop. And that is the difference between, as you see Troy taking a spin round, it's the difference between whether you're going to get a 2.2 or anything up to a 3.6. So, yeah, there is a second in there to be had in the pit stops.
Yeah, Patty, I did see your purple pit stop. Actually, I did have a look at that. It was a good pit stop, and you can gain a good half a second there easily.
Oh, I was just being told that it was meant to be dry, but no one told me. But there you go. It is what it is.
We do have
we restarting? Yeah, Patty did change it. What a donut. Can we restart? Looks like it's going to go ahead on wet. Yeah, restart. Oh, bloody hell. It's a restart, guys. It's a restart. Can you just take a picture? Can you take a picture of the thing?
Yeah.
I don't know why they're restarting it. At the end of the day, they've got to... Yeah, take a picture of the formation there, and I have to set up again. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so quit to main menu. Sorry about that, guys. That's just a bit of communication error there. It's all right saying it was meant to be dry, but I was not told. So it is what it is. We'll restart it, get it up as quick as we can. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, guys, the lobby is reset and we're just doing the custom grid. We'll be back into the game within about 2 minutes' time, so stay tuned. Hello, 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 welcome back. Just took a couple of minutes there to get that sorted. We've done qualifying, we've done the custom grid, and this time it's going to be a dry race. We got told it had to be a dry race, but no one told me that. So it is what it is. It's pre-season, we'll go with it. So we are ready to go, and we'll be going straight into this 27-lap race of this French circuit. What do you think to qualifying out there today, Nathan?
It was exciting. I loved it. Some of the pace out there as well. But obviously, the main thing is a lot of the drivers still finding it very tricky.
Yeah, a lot of guys in qualifying really pushing it a little bit too much, and well, maybe see a few different strategies in the race, because I always say the tires can go off pretty quickly, and it's how you like. Tire management, tire manage those tires, tire manage those tires, because I feel like that's going to play a big part in this season in as a whole.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the drivers do, which drivers start on mediums and which drivers start on softs, and we'll see what the mix-up is come the end of lap one.
And remember, this season, the new era, you do not have to start the tyre that you qualified in if you got in the top 10. So everyone has full tyre choice, which I think personally makes it a little bit less fun, don't you think, Nev? What's your opinion on that?
I agree. I always used to like the mix-up in qualifying just to see what strategy drivers was going to take. And knowing if that driver in front of you was on mediums and you was on softs, you knew that they would be starting on that medium.
Yeah, we've kind of lost you a little bit there, Nathan. You went a bit fuzzy.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're loud and clear.
Great, yeah. Just saying, I always found it exciting with that, with the different tire strategies, if a driver in front was starting on the mediums, then maybe that would make me choose to go onto the softs and get that better start and the better half of the race going into the final couple of laps.
Yeah, it really did open up different tyre strategies, especially in the race. So we don't have that this year. Whether it's here to stay, we don't know, but I do miss it. I miss it already. But yeah, full tyre choice then for anyone from starting first to last. So everyone's on fresh tyres, and we'll see how that unfolds here today. Guys just now picking their setups, making sure they get their setup on. So we'll see if anyone comes in chat and be like, damn, I forgot my setup. Hopefully, it's the worst thing that to happen to you, isn't it?
Make sure you get that set up on. Make sure you get it on. You do not want to be doing 27 laps around France without a setup.
Definitely not. But that's another thing with setups. These guys, we're still very new to this game, and we're still trying to figure out the car. So the setups, I would say, there's probably some room for improvement in most people's setup that's out there. Then you've got to take into consideration whether or not there's going to be performance upgrades within the car, and that could change things. So you're forever battling the setups for each track, aren't you? Throughout the year, right, in this game.
You really are, and you're always looking for them extra few temps, and you're always adjusting throughout the season and making them little tweaks onto your setup. So you're always adjusting throughout the season. So it's the start of the season. We're going to see drivers that aren't particularly fast that are going to gradually get quicker as well.
Yeah, and we're about to get going then, 24 seconds. We had a hell of a wait there for these guys to get that set up on. So everyone seems to be on the same page then. Why would Paddy rig the prediction though? Are they all talking about my prediction earlier? Oh my Jesus Christ. They literally won't let that one drop, will they? In my own personal stream, that one, guys. It was absolute hell up. But there you go. We're in PRL, Esports Prospects. It's the pre-season here at France. We've done qualifying, and now we've got 27 laps here. Hemi is your pole sitter. And will try and make a move, although he does not want to be getting off the line in the actual start like he did there in the formation, does he, Nathan?
No, definitely not. It's going to be interesting because Hemi is going to be attacked from Troye going down into turn one. And you've obviously got Alex, who I think is in a very good position right behind them front two as well. And the front three are obviously on their medium compounds as well. So they have switched. We see a lot of the drivers actually, Patty, on them medium compound tyres. Only one driver on the whole grid has opted for the softs.
Yeah, very, very interesting strategy there. Now, Wally going for the not so popular strat of starting on the softs. We'll have to keep an eye on Wally and see how he makes that work for himself. He could be an absolute legend here today, or he could be a fool. One of the two, it's going to happen, and we're about to get started. But the only one on track, like you said, on those soft compound tyre, starting in 6th position. So he's going to be attacking very, very quickly off the start.
Oh, he's going to be absolutely flying on them first couple of laps. And if he can even just get up towards his teammate, it'll be a great start for him.
Definitely. So anyway, before we get going, welcome in everybody. We've got 30 people watching this. So we just want to say thank you very much for joining us here. My new co for the season is FL7 Nathan. He's really excited to get this season underway. It's pre-season, and just bear with us. Things might happen, things might not, but I think we're going to work well together this season, Nathan.
I'm looking forward to it. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, but I can't not say I'm not a bit nervous for this one, but it's going to take a bit of getting used to a couple of the driver names as well. But I'm sure I'll get there, and I'm sure you'll help me along the way.
Well, to be fair, mate, I've got to say you are a definite natural. That's why you're here, and if I'm sure everyone will agree, the qualifying was an absolute spectatorship of how good you are at comms. So, whoa, we got a bit of a Williams. Hemi not getting the warm-up right at all. Now, like I said, remember, it is immersive, so you can line your car up on the grid. We're about to get this underway, and I'm going to head it over to FR7, who's going to be starting this race for the first time here in Esports Prospects.
Looking forward to it. Here we go. It is nearly time here for the pre-season race in France. As you can see there, Hemi is not fully on the line there, so he's just aiming his car slightly to the right, so wanting to get straight in front of that Mercedes. But we are nearly ready and we are nearly off here in France.
So we've got all the people, all the drivers lined up on the grid. However, it seems to be taking a little while as the game just struggling out there at the minute is the game. It looks like we've got like a couple of drivers that are out in the warm-up lap, and the game is starting to have a hissy fit.
It is. So, still waiting here, so hopefully the lobby's not glitched.
I don't think Immersive is ready. Mind you, it worked last week. I had a league race, Immersive worked perfectly, it was alright.
So, all the cars are lined up, I think, yeah.
Yeah. This is very frustrating, but that's pre-season for you. That is pre-season for you.
Well, pre-season is to iron out.
For me, so it's Tintoretto. It's Tintoretto that needs to leave and come back in. Tintoretto needs to leave and come back in. So if any of the admins, let me put it in. Tintoretto needs to leave. So no one leave. It's a bloody good job. This is pre-season, right?
It is. This is what pre-season's for.
Come on, let's go. I've put it, Patty, what do you use to stream? Like, how do you get the graphics on the stream? Well, that, my friend, is all down to the production manager of PRL of Dizzy Lizard. Dizzy, are you in chat? Should we have a little speak with Dizzy? Dizzy?
Yeah, I'm just sat with my computer.
Yeah, so Dizzy Lizard is in control of my PC, which is then in control of all the things that go on in the stream. He's the man behind the scenes, adding all the different scenes and the different different scenes, different ads and all that. And there's still more to come. We are waiting for the designer to finish up on the driver standings and a bit of a better graphics for the commentators as well. So still a lot more to come, and hopefully it'll be for the season 7 start. Now, guys, you've also got to bear in mind we may even be moving over to Twitch for season 7, which is still yet to be confirmed. So make sure that if that does happen, you're very quick to get over to the Twitch as well, which the links will be put up when that gets announced, if we do move over for season 7. But we're still waiting.
Yeah, it's definitely a long wait here, but we will get underway, and trust me, it will not be a race you don't want to miss here. So do be patient with us and hold your horses, because this is going to be one hell of a pre-season race.
I'm telling him who it is to leave. I don't know what's going on here.
So is Tintoretto still in the lobby?
I know I'm on it. Okay, so Basil is on it. Just bear with us, guys, because Basil is it's his first season as PlayStation Tier 1 admin. So he's really getting chucked in the deep end for tonight. That's for sure. He's getting his money's worth. That's what's happening here tonight. But he is on it, and we are trying to get Tintoretto to leave the game and then come back in. I'm wondering if I can actually do anything from here. I may actually be able to do something. Oh, I can't, because it's saying he's out. I can't even go unless I go this way. Can I? No, I can't even go onto that either. So we're literally just sitting here waiting like absolute melons, waiting for this to get going. So let's speak about the cars. Who, real life Formula One? Who are you more impressed with and least impressed with in the actual real life Formula One, Nathan?
Well, everybody's got to be impressed with the Haas this season. To come from where they've come from the last couple of seasons, it is really nice to see Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen be in them points. And I do love Steiner as well, so it's nice to see the Haas get a couple of points there. Obviously, being a huge Hamilton fan, I'm a little bit disappointed with the way the Mercedes is performing this season, especially with Toto's remarks at the end of last season saying everybody had a target on the back. And he's not really targeted anybody yet, but I'm really hoping these upgrades to the Mercedes definitely brings them up to the pace of the Red Bull. So what about you, Patty?
Well, yeah, so for me, the Mercedes have, like you said, they remember halfway through the season they said that they were concentrating on the 22 car really early on, and it just didn't happen for them, and it's taken them a while to come to grips with the porpoising. Those upgrades, though, I do feel that Mercedes race pace is up there with the best. So honestly, just cancel its pre-season. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, that's right. That works perfect, doesn't it, Natty? Great effort.
Have you just seen the qualifying?
Yeah, right. Have you just watched qualifying?
I'm sure we'll be off soon, guys. But do please bear with us because it's going to be an absolute cracker of a pre-season race here.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. Shall we just restart it?
It looks like we're going to have to here because it looks like we're not going to get going.
Right, okay, so restarting. Sorry, guys, this is a bit of a mess, but we really want to see this race. I really want to see who we've got to look out for this, for the season. What I am going to do is I'm going to set it so it's not immersive, so we don't get those glitches in. So, yeah, we're going to go for a last attempt here, and hopefully we can get this running away we go. So, sorry, guys, I hate to do this to you, but we'll be back as soon as we can. Alrighty, we're back again, and hopefully it's the third time's the charm. I do apologise for these early bugs, but that's just the way it is, and thank God it is only a pre-season. But we're going to try this one more time to give you an absolute smashing race. I cannot be more excited now. It just seems to be dragging, and it's like I really want to see what these guys can do in race conditions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself. Remember, guys, make sure you put your setups on. Do not race for 27 laps without your setup. Don't forget it.
It takes quicker to sign up to the day championship. Oh dear, Natty's not going to have any hair left. Bless him. Hey, look, I'm the one behind the scenes making do the custom grid and setting up again, as well as doing the comms. So if anyone's losing hair, it might be me in the background, guys. That's why I'm wearing hats all the time. Joke's on you guys. Should we do it? I reckon we need to do a Lemony tag. You've replaced Lemony this year. Lemony was my co for Tier 1 last year. He's moved over to the PC Tier 1, so we wish him all the best over there. But we've got to do it, haven't we, guys? For Lemony, for Lemony, should we all do it together in chat? Go on, I want to see everyone in chat. Go on, Nathan, you got to do it. Go on, Nathan, you got to do it. That's for you, Lemony. That's for you. Everyone in chat, go on. There you go. Good on you, Natty. Get it on in chat. Bastion's on board as well. Come on, chat. Let's give Lemony an EE. He'll like it. All the best, Lemony, over in the PC Tier 1. But it's a new era for us in PlayStation. We've got new comms, and like I said, Nathan, you're doing a great job. As expected, I've got to say. But for the admin boys, it's their first time hearing you, and I'm pretty sure after this race, they're going to be very impressed.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing a good job. I'm trying my best.
So, once again, waiting for these guys to get the setup on, and we will be underway for the third time. We will get this race hopefully going. There is no formation lap. We're not going to give this game any chance to screw us here for this third time. So, it's going to be all systems go. We're going to be handing over to Nathan to get this race underway.
So, it's straight up. Right, so away we go. Hemi doesn't get the start he wants, and Troye is straight on it. Wally straight through in the Aston Martin, goes up to P2, down into turn 1. The Mercedes is through. Hemi gets that position back with the Aston Martin, goes down the inside, and Hemi right around the outside. Yusuf is out in that Red Bull. Hemi down to P2. Wally's up 3 places. Equays are stayed in P4. King David is up 2 positions, and Alex in the Aston Martin is down 3 positions.
And we have got a what looks to be a virtual safety car off the bat. What a start from Troye. Pulled away lovely. Hemi down to P2. And Yusuf got it wrong in qualifying. And he's got it wrong at the start of this race. Here's our first retirement. And that didn't last long for him. I almost feel sorry he's waited that long to get this race underway. And this race is over.
Over into turn 1 as well. So didn't have the best of qualifying and out before he even got to turn 1. The Red Bull driver. So unfortunate for him. But Troye, what a start from the Mercedes off the grid. Straight into turn 1, takes Hemi. Hemi's then gone into a battle with Wally, who's made up 3 places. What a start he got as well. That was incredible. On them soft compound tyres, we knew they'd be quick, but they were super quick off that starting grid.
Yeah, so I was just checking to actually see if he went for that same strategy again, and he does. Now Teneretto gets a drive-through speeding under virtual conditions as we get going in this race again. Troye then does not get the jump on Hemi. Hemi right in behind him, wanting to resurrect, and that bad start gets a little bit slippy off the exit as we go on to lap 2.
Absolutely, and Wally right on the back of Hemi as well. He's on them soft compound tyres. Troye now 6 tenths clear of Hemi in the Williams, and Wally in the Aston Martin all over the back of that Williams, and there goes it. Troye! Mercedes has spun it.
It's absolute carnage! It's unbelievable! We've got cars flying everywhere! This This is absolute mayhem. Oh my God. This is so dangerous. Cars in the start of this race really struggling with grip. And wow, I've never seen anything like it.
Wow, everybody's all over the circuit here. Troyer is down in P11. Fudger's spun it. Spider-Man, Bingram's down in P14. Alex in the Aston Martin who started P3 is down in P15.
It's hard to keep up with any of this going on. Oh, we got second place. Hemi has got it. Oh, Ron Wally is now in the lead. And Hemi, our pole sitter, is going down the grid now in 8th place. Holy moly. What has happened to the start of this race? It's unbelievable.
Wow, Hemi has not got any damage, but down in P9 from P1, and Wally has got his tactics absolutely spot on. Started on the soft compound tyres, and he's down in P1.
We've got Optic. Optic in the Ferrari has gone round. And now he's going down. We were looking on, right on board of him. He was looking very good to attack. And he got the power down a little bit too much there. And he's now swamped with drivers all over. And this has become an absolute wreckfest out there.
What a phenomenal start that is from Robbie as well, who's being attacked, gets a little bit squirrely coming out of turn 15 and gets taken by Optic, Hemi, Pyro and Troye has all took Robbie as well, got really squirrely outside of turn 15 and 5 cars going wheel to wheel down into turn 1. The 2 Ferraris there just being sandwiched with the Williams.
Holy moly, and we've had so many position changes in this race, it's really difficult to keep up then. Pyro is the head of this little pack we've got going on here. Wally defending against Equazer. Equazer getting a good start as well, up to P2, as we see a Ferrari going slightly wide of Optic, just starting to get the heat in these tyres at the start of this race. They have all been struggling.
They have indeed, but Pyro up 11 places. The 2 Ferraris have made up 21 positions between the 2 of them. Incredible, but Hemi's just gone round the outside of the Ferrari and up to P7, just taking Pyro. Pyro's going to try and come back at him down the straight as well, down the Minstrel straight. Right on the rear wing. And he's going to go round the outside. No, he just cuts it off there, the Williams driver. The 2 Ferraris are going to be coming wheel to wheel in a second. And it's going to be Leclerc and Sainz all over again. But Hemi is fending them off at the moment.
He's doing a good job at it so far, but if we go up the grid a little bit, midway then, on the back of the Alfa Romeo driver of Jonesy, and we could see a position change here now. The DRS and the slipstream a lot better here, as we see Equazer getting past Wally and King David having a little bit of a sniff outside of turn 2. He gets pushed out wide, but does he hang around the outside? Yes, he does. He's going to try and commit there, but he gets a little bit squeezed by the Aston, and Wally holds on there to P2.
Is Wally already starting to struggle on them softs? It seems like he's losing a little bit of pace already.
Well, he's just about within the second of Equazer, but King is right on the rear end, but he does have DRS as Wally, which is going to be a saving grace. Oh, is it?
Absolutely.
Oh, Mitwee then just having a little look on the inside, trying to put off the Aston Martin driver. As you see, Pirate down in 18th, set the fastest lap of this race with a 1:33.6.
Absolutely, King David having a little peek there. There is a yellow flag. I don't see anything at the moment, but yeah, King David just having a little few peeks there on Wally in that Aston Martin. The medium compound runner of Equazer is in P1 and is now a second clear of Wally, so he is out of that DRS range, the Aston Martin driver.
Yeah, a quick mention there of QRT Robbie. He was within that battle up in the 10th, 9th and 8th and 7th, but now he's down in 17th. So maybe he had a little bit of a spin there, which we missed. But riding on board with this battle here, King David putting that pressure on the soft compound tyre of Wally. Now, like you said, is he starting to struggle already 4 laps into this race? He's going to be a sitting duck here. He does not have the luxury of DRS, and that's going to be a nice, easy move there for the Williams driver.
Beautiful move from King David. Wally is going to try and stay on the back of him. He's already flashing King David, so he's used a lot of ERS. There's only 6% left. So he's used it all trying to get past the Aston Martin driver, and Mitri's already catching up as well. He was 2.5 seconds behind, so he's made up a second with the Williams and the Aston Martin drivers battling it out there. So he is gaining time on these two drivers in front.
Well, I've got to say, after that start of the race, it's good to see that these guys are now starting to settle down on these tyres.
Absolutely, indeed. And the two Ferraris as well are going to be coming wheel to wheel very shortly. They are very close on track. Hemi's going to have to fend them both off as well, but they're all inside the DRS train at the moment, apart from Jonesy in the Alfa Romeo. So he's going to come under attack from Folksy very shortly in that Mercedes.
Yeah, they're starting to close themselves up a bit now. A nice little DRS train we've got going on here. Wally, Hemi does hold on in defence there of the Ferrari driver, but now just coming through that section there. You can almost sometimes send an inside move there, but it is ballsy taking that inside move, but it has been seen done before. Oh, the Ferrari! The Ferrari's had a Spinella. He's gone. So Optic now takes the lead of the Ferraris, and Pyro then having a little spin. So like I was saying before this race, the guys of the tyre degradation really does make a difference in the racing of these cars.
Absolutely, and Fudge in the McLaren is going to have a real good shot. Pyro now in the Ferrari. Here he comes, DRS enabled inside the slipstream, and Jonesy makes a move on Folksy as well, a double overtake. So Fudge gets the move on the Ferrari, and Folksy gets the move on Hemi, but Hemi's coming back at him as well.
Oh, it's all going on. We got action right across the field, and Jonesy then, oh, they almost come into contact there. Hemi really wanted to get this job done. He gets a really good exit here onto the DRS. Straight he goes, and this looks like could be a sitting duck here, Jonesy, through this section. But look at the Mercedes. He's going to make it 3 abreast in the chicane. These guys can't do it there, or can they? Here they come through the chicane. It's 2 abreast with the Williams and the Alfa Romeo, but they just about make it through as Optic is almost shoving the Alfa Romeo driver, saying, get a move on, lad, or I'm going to overtake you. And here he comes on the inside to this fast right-hander who's going to come out on top, and it is Optic. Great little move.
Brilliant move going round turn 10 there, the right-hander, and 12 places gained from Optic in that Ferrari. Hemi all over the back of Folksy. And he's made the move, sorry. Folksy's all over the back of Hemi now.
And Folksy then picks
penalty.
up a 3-second time penalty. And they're all going to start coming thick and fast here now, as you see a McLaren driver going very, very slow indeed. Bingram then picking up another 3 seconds. Let's go on board with that car. Oh, no, it's, sorry, Pyros. Pirates retired on track, as you see the other McLaren coming into the pit stop. Very early pit stops here from the medium runners.
Just going back there, Troye did get an overtake on Jonesy, and Pyro's just gone past Bingham as well, going into turn 1, and Spider-Man's there as well. The Red Bull and the Haas just colliding, coming out of turn 1, but the Red Bull goes round the outside of Bingham in the Haas and makes the move back and goes P11.
Nice little move there. Sorry I missed that one on broadcast, but we are watching Wally here in P4, who is still on those soft compound tyres, and with 7 laps in, he's not doing a bad job up there, is he?
No, absolutely not, and he's doing really well as well. 7 laps in on them soft compound tyres, Wally, as well. And we still got a... Oh, Hemi's lost it! Hemi's spun it!
Oh! Oh my God! What have we witnessed there? We've just gone onto the broadcast and no ghosting. It looks like Hemi span it and collected Folksy and CPR, and that is a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a accident that was. Let's take a look on the replay.
Wow, so the Red Bull... the Williams has spun it, and he's taken both Mercedes with him.
Oh, there it is. That's what we just managed to catch it on broadcast. Coming out of the exit there, he had nowhere to go, that Mercedes driver, and he's just collected him, and that is the end of their races. Very, very unfortunate.
Oh, look at that. The Williams has just lost the rears there, spun it around and collected both the Mercedes drivers. Really unfortunate for them.
So we have 4 retirements in this race already, and the safety car is going to give the chance to get these boys all compact up together. Optic has decided, has he pitted, or has he decided to stay out? He's
He stayed out.
Oh, that's a very ballsy move, shall I say? Very ballsy move.
So maybe he's sticking to his strategy there. Patty's obviously going long on the mediums. Doesn't want to pit yet. Probably hoping for another safety car before the end of this race. He knows that all the medium runners are going to have to switch compounds, and they're not going to get to the end of this race on softs.
No, just a quick mention of Wally there. That strategy paid off for him, and he has got himself... it worked out. The softs compound tyre were going off. He's gone and pitted, and he's now out in 4th place. However, he does have a 10-second penalty. I'm not sure how that came about, but he does sit in there with a 10-second penalty.
Absolutely. I think Optic's in a very good position here. He's on their mediums, and he's obviously going to go... He's going to be quicker than the hard compound tyres for now, and he's obviously going to switch to them softs later on in the race, depending on how far he can get on their mediums. Them hards are going to go to the end of the race, though, so it'll be interesting strategies to see where everybody goes.
Yeah, and QRT Robbie down in 14th place. He is last, but he is on 3-lap old medium, so we'll be able to take them pretty far as well. Whether or not we see another safety car, well, that's just the look of the draw. But he's going to look at this and try and get himself up through that field and really take advantage of those medium tyres.
Absolutely. PRL Optics done really well to get into P1 here. Equazar still in P2. King David in that Williams in P3. Wally's done really well with that strategy there on the starting on them softs as well. Jonesy in P5 in the Alfa Romeo. After that little bit of a spin there's in P7, and Basil's doing really well to be up to P8 as well.
Yeah, and quick mention then, Hemi then, our pole sitter, showed the pace in qualifying, did not show the racing style, and unfortunately for him, he is out of this race. The pole sitter is out alongside the 2 Mercedes boys of Troye. Troye, a very big contender for last year, and he'll be looking to really make inroads into this season. It is pre-season, so it doesn't mean anything, but it is a good chance to see what these boys are all about, and unfortunately his race has come to an end, as well as his teammate Folksy, who would have been looking to prove himself in the Tier 1 category. So unfortunately for them guys, they are out, and it was no fault of their own. Hemi did collect them up with his little spin. So it does happen, it is racing, and with this top tier suit, they do not have ghosting on. It's like the real thing, you have to avoid collisions.
Just a quick one there. Mitch Wick just had a little spin under the safety car, then he lost 2 positions.
Yeah.
So not sure what happened.
Also, what's happened on my screen, QRT Robbie is now on the hard compound tyre, which was showing up he was on the mediums earlier. Interesting.
Yeah, it was on my screen as well.
Yeah,
it says he's 4 lap on hard.
Yeah, we stand corrected. He's on the hard compound tyre, and he's still just coming around to catch up to the pack. So, yeah, it's going to be all systems go very shortly. Whether it be this lap or the next, could maybe be this lap if Robbie gets a move on, but I'm not sure if he's deliberately going slower to make it an extra lap, because obviously he's done 4 laps on those hard compound tyres already in pre-season. He's trying to get the strategy right. cheeky.
So yeah, interesting that though, Robbie, with Robbie, because he was 4 seconds behind the pack when he was on the medium. So I think he has actually pitted again to go on to the hard. So not sure what's happened there.
Right, let's have a little look. Let's see if it sorts itself out.
Yeah, he's had 3 pit stops.
But it's saying, okay. So he's had 3 pit stops. He's done 4 laps on the hards. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Let's not go by that. We're going to be doing another lap. We're not going to go about what they say. We don't even understand it ourselves. The game is still trying to sort itself out. But we're under safety car. We're on 10 laps in this race. That's what we do know, Nathan. And we're going to be going after this. 1 lap of under safety car. I believe it will be going, as all the cars have caught up to that safety car.
They have. And be interesting as well, Equazar, to see what his pace will be like with Optic on their mediums. We don't know if he's going to be slower or quicker with them fresh hards, and Optic on the 9 lap old mediums as well. So on the safety car restart, Equazar is going to be definitely on the back of Optic to try and get him going into turn one.
Now then, you've seen how hard it was for those drivers to get the tyres up to temperature without a formation lap on the mediums. What is it going to be like with the hard compound tyres? Now, the saying goes, safety cars create safety cars. Let's hope it's not the case here. But with everyone on the hard compound tyre and not used to racing in race conditions, this may be their first time where they're going to have to be tiptoeing around this track for a few laps, that's for sure.
Oh, they're going to have to be very careful going into turn one with every driver on the hards bar in Optic. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting going into turn 1 and 2 with them hard compounds.
Yep, so there we go. We've had it in from race control. Safety car in this lap. So PRL Optic will be your race leader here, an effective safety car. And with those medium compound tyre, he may actually get a better launch off the start. So we'll hand it over to F7R Nathan, and he's going to get this restart underway.
Absolutely. So Optic is going to lead the safety car restart. They are just coming round turn 12 at the moment. So we're just letting the safety car run away a little bit, warming up their medium compound tyres and the drivers behind. Equazar just trying to warm up, but he's trying to stay right on the back of Optic in that Ferrari at the moment as they come round turn 14. And let's see where Optic makes that restart. Is he going to go early? Is he going to go late? We are about to see as he comes around turn 15. Is he going to shoot straight out of the corner? No, he doesn't. So he is going to leave it very, very late. And Alex is into the pit lane in the Aston Martin, and he's gone. Optic has gone, and he's just got away from Equazar. Very well done. Here comes King David in the Williams on Equazar, round the outside into turn 1. Late on the brakes is the Haas driver, and Optic is off the circuit, and he's spun the Ferrari driver who was leading this Grand Prix. He's now at the back of the grid. Wow, Equazar is now leading in the Haas. Wally Optic is out of this Grand Prix. The Ferrari driver is out. Equazar in the Haas is leading. Wally in the Aston Martin in P2. Bingham picks up a time penalty. King David in the Williams in P3. Pyro in the Ferrari now back up to P4. And that's Mitchway in the Alfa Romeo has spun it as well, down in P12.
I did say, didn't I? The hard compound tyres may take a while to get up to temperature, but unfortunate, which I did think Optic would have got a better start, has ended up spinning it. Very unfortunate for the Ferrari driver, and he is out of this race. But we've got a hell of a race going on back here. Then we've got 3 abreast coming down into sector 3, and who is going to come out on top of the Alfa Tauri, taking the inside here of the McLaren. And oh, they almost touched there as they go round here. Look at that view there, and we see an Alpine, and he's gone and binned it.
So that is Basil that is off the circuit, and he's in P11 now. Tintoretto is overtaking him. Robbie is all over the back of Fudge in that McLaren and all over the back of Bingham in that house. We've got a four-way battle at the moment for P6.
Yeah, he's going to get a good exit here as Robbie. He got that corner absolute bang on. Can he get the traction though? And he does struggle with the rear end. Does like to light up after that last turn for sure. And he's going to get nowhere near close enough as we see the McLaren slight lock up there. A lot of these drivers, oh! And Fudge has gone just like that. And these hard compound tyres are really difficult to get up to temperature.
They are all struggling on these hard compound tyres. They really cannot find the temperature in these tyres at all. Basil as well, so Fudge is out. Bingham's all over the back of Spider-Man as well. They're coming down the Minstrel Straight, and he's all over the back of him, going down into turn 8. Can Bingham make that move on Spider-Man? Here he comes down the inside. No, doesn't make the move this time.
No, he thinks better of it, but the Red Bull got slightly out of shape there, almost lost it, but gets a great exit, surprisingly, off that chicane. So he's got no way of pass there for the Haas driver.
No, so Spider-Man is holding on at the moment, and Robbie is starting to catch up as well. So we're up into P8 and on the back of Bingham. So we still have that huge battle going on for P6, and Jonesy's still got a little bit of a gap at the moment to Spider-Man. So yeah, still a lot of battles going on around the circuit here.
Yeah, so remember me saying Prio then spins it earlier on in the race in the Ferrari. He's now back up to 4th place after that safety car and up 14 positions in this race. So once again, the Ferrari driver then, he's getting himself back up there, and with DRS enabled this lap, he is on the back of King David.
Yeah, he's gonna be looking at a move. He is literally all over the back of him as he came down the pit straight then. So Tintoretto picking up a time penalty there. Multiple warnings. King David is going to be saved being on the back of Wally as well. Yellow flag. That is an Alfa Romeo of Mitchell. He's spun it. So Mitchell in the Alfa Romeo has spun it again. They are really struggling on these hard compound tyres.
And yeah, this is what I was saying, Nathan. We had our league race at the end of last week on Thursday, and the difference in league conditions was really, really noticeable. So these guys are clearly getting a first taste of that, on how careful you have to be in these race conditions. It really does make a difference with the tyre deck, the temperatures, the pressures. It really does make it more exciting, and makes the drivers have to be that extra careful and think a little bit harder about their race strategy.
It really does. And I like the fact that you have to think more about your race strategies as well, and think more about tyre choices, and the fact that you can make that extra pit stop and try and go for them fresher tyres. Just going back there, King David did make the overtake on Wally as well. He's now back up to P2, and Pyro is all over the back of the Aston 9.
Yeah, we're right on board with the Ferrari driver now. It's a 3-car train here. But saying that, I think Spider-Man is joining the queue as well. Jonesy a little bit further back, so he's going to be under pressure, but no holds on for that one. So let's ride on board with Pyro then, who really is pushing his way through the Aston Martin driver as we go to the inside here, and he gets that move done, which is very, very unorthodox move, but he makes it work, does the Ferrari driver. Great little move.
Brilliant move going round 2 and 4 there. No, you don't see many overtakes there, but he made it work. Mitchell is out of this race now in the Alfa Romeo. Just not had one of them races today.
He's not, and we're going to ride on board with him again, because he's going to get the DRS down the straight, but not quite close enough here to get that double move on King David. But if he gets a good exit, using a bit of ERS, will he get to the slipstream? He looks very close. He's in full attack mode as the Ferrari driver, and he goes defensive, does David. And the red flashing light should indicate that there's an opportunity here for the Ferrari driver. Whether it be here, is he going to send it on the inside? He's thinking about it, but just backs out there to avoid collision. But look at the Ferrari, really got those tyres right in their optimal temperatures, because he is so much faster at the minute, almost pushing King David round the track.
He's practically pushing him along. It's incredible. Pyro seems to have so much pace here, and he goes round the outside of King David, and he's going to come out of turn 15. It looks like he's got so much more grip, and look at the exit. No, look at the pace of King David. He goes back into the slipstream, DRS enabled. ERS is on, but he's not being able to make the move here. He goes round the outside. Pyro into turn 1, switcheroo. Wow. Very close.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. Wally there took an inside line there. I don't know if the Ferrari driver's seen it. You could see that he was trying to get that switch there, but I'm not sure he's seen that Alpha, the Aston Martin there, wanting to get amongst it as well. Very unfortunate, but yeah, good job. It's pre-season. The stewards would have been looking at that, but we'll keep riding on board with the Ferrari driver's Pyro then. It's got to get this move done now, surely to God.
He's going to have to get it here going down into turn 8. Round the outside he goes, and he's still going for it, King David, but that is a beautiful move from Pyro. Out of turn 9, and he is up to P2. Now he's got to defend, though.
This is coming to be an amazing battle. King David then fighting back at him here, and he gets that position too, but now Pyro's going to try and send it on the inside. He's going to try and sneak it in. He's going for it on the inside. He's hovering the accelerator. They go side by side through this sector 3, and it's David that takes it, and Ferrari goes a little bit wide, and all this commotion, the Red Bull, Spider-Man is now sneaking upon him.
He is not giving up easy here, King David, and this is giving Spider-Man a great opportunity to tag onto the back of these guys. Pyro now, he's going to have DRS. So DRS enabled. Here he goes on the Williams driver. You can see he's struggling with the ERS as well. Here comes Pyro once again. And he goes round the outside into turn 1. But King David positioning that Williams car perfectly. And he gets a really good exit there. Pyro out of turn 2. And still, yet again, he's struggling to get past King David.
He is indeed, but I think half the problem is he's bashing him through the corners, which is affecting his... I was just saying he's affecting his exit speeds, but the Red Bull driver giving a bit of taste of his own medicine there, by the looks of it.
He is. What a race.
So, yeah, Spider-Man coming at him here then. Oh, going for the double switch there and really trying to pull off that Ferrari driver. Almost worked. This little battle is getting very exciting, but we've got to mention, all the while this is happening, Quasar is pulling out and having a little bit of a race on his own out there.
Very, very tasty, this. Quasar, yeah. Nearly 4 seconds clear of the pack now, and Spider-Man all over the back of Pyro. Robbie's caught up. Bingram's there as well. We've got a huge DRS train from second onwards.
Indeed, and I could just feel that this is going to be a shootout to the end. They're all on the hard compound tyre. They're all going to make it to the end, but who is going to come out on top? Quasar looks like he may get the win here if he manages that gap, but look at the battle we've got brewing here, Nathan. This is going to be one hell of a shootout towards the end.
It really is, and Pyro seems to be getting that exit out of turn 15, but the straight line speed of King David going down into turn 1, there's nothing he can do, and the King David positions that Williams car so perfectly into turn 1 that there's nothing really Pyro can do.
Yeah, you can see the straight line speed of King David. He's going to have to try and find another way around here because there's guys that may have the same wings as David in front that could get an opportunity, and it looks like the Ferrari driver's getting very impatient behind him here. Could this be the move? He's closer than ever. He comes down the straight. He goes defensive, does the Williams driver. The Ferrari then takes to the outside as they go side by side, and they look at the Red Bull wanting to get amongst it as well, and it's going to put off driver. The Ferrari gets that move done in the chicane, and the Red Bull goes straight into David, and David and Spider-Man around, and it's absolute carnage there at the back.
Wow, just as it was all heating up, Spider-Man has been taken out of this Grand Prix. He's now down in P9, King David in P7, and it's left Pyro 2.9 clear of Jonesy now.
And I think QRT Robbie got caught up in that as well, now down to P8. So all those drivers got caught up in the Red Bull driver taking to the rear end of King David. He's going to be fuming in that Williams car.
That has left Pyro right off the hook there. He made the move that he needed to make going into turn 8 and out of turn 9. And Spider-Man just getting all tangled up and taking Robbie out with him. Robbie is now into the pit lane, so must have a slight bit of damage.
No, he's retired. He's not happy. He's not happy. He's not happy
He's
tonight.
seen enough.
He's seen enough of this pre-season race, and he's calling that one for the night and going to get some shut-eye by the look of it.
Absolutely. And now the battle on track is Bingham on Jonesy now, the Haas driver on the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, and Bingham then coming up trumps here in the Haas car. And let's have a little look. He's up one place from his starting grid and really going to attack the Alfa Romeo of Jonesy. Jonesy's a little bit out on his own. He goes aggressively defensive there, trying to split that slipstream, but was to no avail as Bingham just slides straight through, and that's what she said.
Beautiful move by Bingham that on Jonesy, that was. So a great move by the Haas driver on the Alfa Romeo. Has to settle down in P4 now. Bingham doing really well to make a comeback after the incident a couple of laps ago, and King David's going to have to do the same thing on Tintoretto on the other Alfa Romeo, but Bingham now up into the podium positions.
Yeah, so fair play to King David. He's kept his cool, he's got himself gathered up, and that's a true warrior, that is, within Formula One. It's so easy to get yourself frustrated, and I tell you for experience, and it just can go from bad to worse just through frustration. But fair play to him, he's got himself gathered up, he can still sniff a good result here, and he's sticking to it. So fair play to the old King David. Let's see what he can do, because the guys in front of him not too far away.
Definitely, and King David as well, not without a penalty as well, and the 5 drivers in front of him all with time penalties. Quasar as well without a time penalty. He's in P1. He's 4 seconds clear of the pack as well. And now Pyro has that 4-second gap, and Bingram's just got to fend off Jonesy now with that DRS on him.
Yeah, so Quasar last season in Tier 1 was round about the midfield. I think it's safe to say he had some good races, he had some bad races, but I've got to say Quasar really putting the marker down today. Not only is he now in P1, he's also got no penalties as well. I used to call him Mr. Consistent last season. In the respect of he was always there within the 7th, 8th mark along with his teammate. In the McLaren driver, but to this, what's happened? Tintoretto has spun round the Alfa Romeo, so the pressure of King David got the better of him. King David now up to 6th.
He is indeed, so he's making a comeback, the Williams driver, and Quasar for me looks like a really good driver. You said he was consistent. He's been consistent all race, even after the downfalls in the early stages. He's been so consistent, and he's back up, and he's come all the way back up and up to P1. And he's had a really good race here. He's got 8 laps to go, and he looks well on the way to getting the race win here in France.
Yeah, well, let's hope we don't do the commentator's curse then, because there's still 8 laps here to go in this French pre-season for the Tier 1 Esports prospects. And if you liked what you've seen, we do apologise for the delays earlier and the bugs and stuff, but it is what it is. It is a pre-season, but if you are liking what you're seeing, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. It really does make a difference, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. The link of this website is in the chat, in the bio as well, guys. So go check them out. You can keep an eye on this season's standings, and if you fancy racing in this league as well, you can sign up there, as well as different racing as well. So you've got GT7 iRacing alongside that as well. It's not just Formula 1, it's a racing community that they're trying to create here. So make sure you go take a look at that website.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. So looking at Wally as well, he's trying to make a comeback in the Aston Martin. So riding on board with Wally in the Aston Martin, he's doing really well to try and catch back up to Jones. He's inside that DRS. It's really the only battle that's going on the circuit at the moment now, and he's just trying to catch up to that Alfa Romeo. King David's trying to make a comeback. You're going to start seeing these drivers struggle a little bit now. They're into that midway part through on the hard compound tyres, so you'll see them start to wear down now and struggle a little bit, but they've got the heat in them. They're starting to fade away. But Alex as well, 9 laps on them soft compound tyres. Not sure where he's going with that strategy, but he's doing really well here, Wally, to catch up to Jonesy. A little bit shaky coming out of turn 15, but not really anything going on the track now, Pi.
No, but I've got to mention Pyro though, up 16 places in 2nd place. So got to be a driver of the day contender for that one, especially after he had a spin as well. But we'll have to keep. Let's have a little look as we go to the latter stages of this race. We've got yellow flags there in sector 1, and that's Spider-Man getting all a bit out of shape there. But he's managed to gather himself up. But we're going to go back to the penalties here. So Wally on 18 seconds of penalties. Wow. Okay. Welcome to pre-season, Wally.
18 seconds. Wow, he's really putting the marker down. I'm not sure where he's going to end up after that. But yeah, Jonesy's within 1.8 of Bingham. So at the moment, with Bingham having 6 seconds, Jonesy will actually take that podium away from him.
Yeah, he will indeed. And just to mention, obviously, the McLaren with David with 3 seconds. If he can try and find 2 seconds in 6 laps, he may go up a position as well. But riding on board with King David as he is now finding himself on the back of Wally, and we could find ourselves with a 3-way train here for some positions. Now, King David has only got 3 seconds, so, you know, he can make a few places here.
Oh, there's still a podium at the as an option for Jonesy and King David here, so they're really going to try and go for it in these final 5 laps. Pyro doing so well though. He's 5.3 clear of Bingham now. Yellow flag. That is Spider-Man, I think, in the Red Bull. It is. He spun it at the pit lane entrance.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? So what I noticed for this game is it was pretty bad in the 21, but it's even more so now. When you spin on these tyres in a race, you have to get rid of the tyres. It's as simple as that. You have to crawl around and get rid of the tyres. There's no way you're getting those temperatures and pressures down from a spin. But we're right on board with the Aston Martin of Worley then. He has got 18 seconds, but he's not afraid of a battle, and he's trying to make a move on Jonesy. Not close enough there as we enter the chicane through Sector 2.
Yeah, and as Worley gets closer to Jonesy, it actually brings King David closer as well, because he's just towing on the end of Worley there. So bringing King David into play, and with King David and Jonesy having the same amount of penalties, there is podiums to play for. I know Jonesy's 2.5 behind Bingham, so Bingham really needs to put his foot down and start to pull away a little bit, but Worley really attaching onto the back of the Alfa Romeo. Wow, brakes late there, really late on the pedal. So,
Indeed, and Worley's on the back of Jonesy, but now Bingham and Pryor on 6 seconds. Jonesy's got to keep it within. He's just about coming away from that 3-second mark from Bingham, so Bingham could keep a podium here.
He could, yeah, you're right. He is starting to put his foot down, and Worley, look at Worley on the back of Jonesy here. He's really going for it. I mean, he just wants to race. You can see him just going for it. He really wants to battle Jonesy here.
He's enjoying himself. He knows he's got 18 seconds. There's only a few laps left. He's enjoying himself out there. He's done well. He's got 18 seconds, but he showed good pace as Worley, and this will be a promising outfit for him, bar the penalties.
Yeah, it's been a great race for a couple of these drivers. Not so good for some of them, but here comes Worley on Jonesy. Is he going to make the move? DRS enabled. He goes for the inside line. He doesn't leave him much space, Jonesy, but he goes for it down into turn 8, and he makes the move, Worley. And that is a beautiful overtake on Jonesy.
Yeah, he cut right across the curb there. He almost got a free ticket to Benetton, but he just about managed to get the Aston Martin car back on all 4 wheels and makes that move stick. Well done, the Aston Martin driver.
King David is now into play. He's got past Jonesy as well.
Yeah, he had seen an opportunity and away he goes. So now King David on the back of Worley. Can he now make a move? He knows he's got 4th place here. But how many laps left? If he makes a good move on Worley, can he catch Bingham within 3 seconds? He's not too far away.
No, he needs to get past Worley ASAP here. He's going to have that DRS as well, so he's going to have a little bit of a quick sector 3 after sector 1 here. So King David going to try and catch up to Worley in that Aston Martin, going down into turn 1, very close to the back of him there, but a little bit overshot that a little bit.
Yeah, but we know that King David has got good top-end speed. We've seen it earlier when he was defending, and if that's the case, he could end up getting Worley very easy and push on to Bingham in front. But we're going to have to wait and see. At the minute, Worley looks like he's got the grip more than David. David seems to be struggling out there for grip on the exits. And as you see there, Worley just pulls away before we get to the DRS zone.
Yeah, he did really well there, Worley, actually, in Sector 1. He had a crack in Sector 1 and pulled away from King David there, and King David didn't have any DRS coming through Sector 2.
So, but he has caught up. He's now within a 7/10, so we can see that car is very fast in a straight line, and now almost within half a second. Can he make a move now? Is it too little too late? As we see, Alex then gets the fastest lap of this race with a 1:33.211, him down in 10th place.
Yeah, you're right. Worley there had a crack in Sector 1, and then as soon as it came down to the Mistral Straight, you could see the straight line speed, as you said, with King David, and he grabbed the time that he'd lost through Sector 1. He took it all back in Sector 2.
Basil then gets a 3-second as well. We've kept the penalties on as it comes so important towards the end of the race. And Equator, we've got to mention now, is, he's doing very well, managing the gap down to 2.3, but he is a guy out there with no penalties whatsoever.
Yeah, so Pyro is catching him, but it'll take a lot for Pyro to get past him and make up a gap of 6 seconds. Practically impossible at this stage unless Quasar makes some sort of mistake at this stage with 2 laps remaining. King David is going to have DRS as he comes through Sector 2 here.
It seems like Wally has got the DRS zone to the first sector to a T, because he pulls away through sector 1 and then gets caught up through sector 2 and sector 3. So that sector 1 is really a saving grace for Wally right now.
Yeah, it really is. You can see with Wally as well, when he comes through sector 1, he takes a completely different line to King David, and he really does pull away with him. Like, he gets to at least a second before he gets to turn 4 and 5.
So yeah, that is his saving grace. But King David does look a lot closer this time 3. But can he get that exit off the last turn to stick with him through sector 1 to try and make that move down that long straight before the chicane?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Can King David make that move now down the pit straight? He's going to have DRS once again, and we will have a look and see what Wally does through sector 1. There is 2 laps remaining here in the French Grand Prix. Can King David make a move on the Aston Martin driver? Here comes the Williams. DRS is enabled. He's captured him very quickly indeed, going down into turn 1, but just not close enough to make a move. And here comes Wally. This is his sector, and look at him straight away again. He's so quick when he comes out of turn 1 and 2. And half and 6 tenths of a second clear again. King David needs to stay on the back of him and to come down towards sector 2 and that second DRS straight. So King David to make a move, and he does. He gets that DRS, but is he close enough to make a move as they come down towards turn 8? Here comes the Williams on the back of the Aston Martin. But he's just going to run out of room here. But he's very, very close indeed. And they've left Jonesy behind now. So,
that's what you don't want, a time penalty. King David then with 6 seconds. And he's going to have to get ahead of him now and pull away from Jonesy. Jonesy only on 3 seconds.
Oh, you're right, yeah, Patty. So if Jonesy stays within that 3 seconds, he will take that position away from him. 2.6 at the moment.
Yeah.
So Jonesy needs to put his foot down.
He does indeed. And Equator then is almost starting then his last lap here. He's done an absolute fantastic job as Equator. He's got one more lap to negate and keep it together. Coast it home, but he's got to be careful because Pryor might upset him here. And he's not going to get it on. He's going to get the win anyway. But when a driver comes on the back of you, you don't want to be wheel to wheel because anything can happen. So we'll be hoping and praying he does get a good exit here and stay away from the potential overtake of the Ferrari. But look, he's 6/10th and the Ferrari driver is wanting to make a statement. He may have 6 seconds, but he wants to get this win on track.
He absolutely does. Nobody wants to lose on track. So Quasar will be really wanting to cross this line in first position, but Byron looks so much quicker in that Ferrari. He's closed that gap down in the last couple of laps as well, and you can see the struggle for Quasar in that Haas at the minute.
Yeah, the tyres have had it there, but he's done a good job. Kept it clean, kept out of trouble, and he's got sector 3 to go through. He's out of ERS. He's got nothing left in the car. He's got no rubber on the wheels. He's got a Ferrari hunting him down through the last sector. His adrenaline is going to be absolutely pumping here. It may be a pre-season, but it's an absolute win for him, and he is going to come through the last turn here. The Ferrari driver is going to get the DRS, but the Equator gets a better exit, and it's Equator. He's going to take the pre-season win, and what a race for Equator. Pyro in second. Bingram is going to get that last podium place, and wow, well done Equator, Nathan. That was a great race.
Brilliant race from him. A phenomenal drive. Drove incredibly well all throughout that race. Congratulations, Quasar. He thoroughly deserved that race win here in France.
He definitely does then. So Quasar takes that win then. Pyro second. Bingram third. Fudge gets himself all the way up to 4th, keeping it clean with no penalties. So congratulations to that man. King David gets 5th, Jonesy 6th, Tintoretto 7th, Wally in 8th, Basil in 9th, rounding off the top 10 and only 10 because we've had 9 retirements is QC Alex. So I think that was a wake-up call for a lot of drivers out there today of what this season is going to be like.
Absolutely. There would have been a lot of shockers for them drivers out there today, especially this will be the first time that they've probably done a long race like this, if not the second time. And it would have been interesting to see what they have done round there today and see them tyre strategies as well.
Yeah, so mentioned to Pyro then, driver of the day for the game, and I want to give it to Pyro because he started P18 and got to P2, but when it comes to he did have a spin in the race, he did get penalties, and I've got to give the driver of the day for me for your race winner Basil. He led, he got up to front, no mistakes, no penalties, handled the pressure, and he got what he deserved, and that is my driver of the day. What do you think, Nath?
Yeah, I agree. I think it was Quasar, not Basil, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, Quasar, not Basil.
Yeah.
It's because I was listening. I was just reading the chat that Basil was sending me. So yeah, a Quasar. Let's not take anything away from a Quasar.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, I'm good. I'm glad this is pre-season.
Yeah, Quasar. Yeah, brilliant drive from him. Started fourth as well. He did a great job. Definitely deserves driver of the day.
Yeah, so well done, guys. We have been your commentators, Paddy Pie 89. There'll be no post interviews today as it is pre-season. We're not guaranteed on what seats on who's where and what and how, but I hope you enjoyed the comms, especially with our new co-comms, Nathan. Nathan, have you enjoyed yourself?
Absolutely. I've really enjoyed it. It's been amazing. Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
That's it then. Job done. Join us next week when it's going to be round one, and we'll know exactly who's what, where, and how for this season 7 of Esports Prospects, which gets showed on ESTV. So thank you very much for watching. See you later. Goodbye. God bless.
Bye, guys.